Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, and let me be the very first, to welcome you one and all to Friday. It's 7 a.m., and if you are scheduled to begin at 7 o'clock somewhere, you're officially late. For the rest of you, it's time to wrap up your getting ready for another day to solidify your weekend plans. Don't forget to pack. You know what? Some things are personal. Toothbrush, dentures, and yes, that. I hope you don't expect me to take care of everything you'll need. And for your return home, make sure you have gotten a new license. You'll need it next Monday. Good Friday morning. I'm Rayford Brown, and yes, this is live and local Real Talk, our way of sharing our opinions with you, hoping you will reciprocate. And today, this is your challenge.
Yes. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. Chris prefers the word dare.
Dare?
To call us.
Oh, okay.
And give us the answer to our question. Why? You may pick any current or ancient topic and provide an answer. Chris dares you. Lee is looking for answers to a crossword puzzle. The number is 910-333-0139. And you are?
I kept trying to jump in there. I didn't know.
You weren't ready.
You were just... good morning. I'm Lee Barrows in TGIF. It's going to be a nice weekend.
It's going to be a pretty weekend, pretty day today.
Nice,
a little cooler last night.
Cold front came in. Had to get the blankets out. I think it's Saturday night or Sunday night. It's supposed to get down to 56.
Oh, well, that's
but
good.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
We need a little break like this from time to time.
Yes.
Wintertime, we look forward to warm weather. Like, it's like around February, having a week of 70s or something. That's just a good break.
Well, what is your favorite season of the year?
The next one.
Yeah, I like fall.
Fall is generally, except for that other word, a nice time of year. I used to love it because the water was still warm and it calmed down. The winds would calm down from and the thunderstorms would go away, and we'd just get up in the morning. The sky is clear. It's blue. Deep, rich blue.
I think I love it the most because we just went through sweltering heat from Hades.
That's it.
And the humidity and the fierce storms, and we get into fall and things calm down. The weather gets cooler, and we have pumpkins and goblins and Thanksgiving and all those good things coming up. So.
Well, folks, you do need a license beginning next Monday. You got to have a new one. It's a new season.
Oh, you're talking about fishing?
No.
A new season? What?
It's a new season. It's officially next week.
Winter, summer?
No.
What are you talking about?
Hurricane season.
Oh.
And you got to have a license if you're going to go hurricane hunting, right?
Oh, my son-in-law sent me a picture last night from Oklahoma. Him and his brother. Oh. I told you we're taking the Route 66 trip.
Yeah.
And they were in Oklahoma, and they had tornadoes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a topic of discussion last night on the Ham Radio Network, because it wasn't too many years ago back in Joplin, Missouri, had a pretty bad run. And then several of us got on and recounted situations. I've never been through a tornado. I've seen one, and other than being on TV.
Right.
I've seen them before, and I saw one when it happened. It was a hurricane in the 70s here, and I was set up down at North Topsail, which was in West Oslo Beach at one of the fishing piers.
Yes.
I think it was Paradise Pier. Had my car backed up there doing live reports, radio reports, and there, you could see something didn't look good coming ashore. It wasn't a really strong storm, or I wouldn't have been there. But the hurricane, but it, lots of rain, lots of wind, but not bad. And then I saw this debris field start going up in the air. It was one of the cottages down there.
Yeah.
Blew up.
Oh my
Went up, and I'm
gosh.
like, holy mackerel, it's a mile away. But you know what I did? Turned the ignition on. I headed across the bridge.
Have you ever had a dream that you saw a tornado and it was coming and you were like,
No.
do I go right? Do I go left? Where do I go? Where do I go?
And Dale, of course, he's from Oklahoma, and he had a bunch of them over that neck of the woods, and some other people talked about them, and last night, and it's those things. I don't like them. Hurricanes, we got advance notice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tornadoes,
boom.
Yeah,
I was traveling last night.
Ever more important for those radios.
I was traveling last night going east, going to Beaufort, and the skies were really super bad over Morehead City into Beaufort, and they were black clouds.
Oh, boy.
And I saw a little tail come down, but I knew from what little bit of training I've had and learning about tornadoes, there was no activity in the clouds above it, no swirl, no movement, anything. So it was just, but I was like, man, what would you do if that was one getting ready to pop out? Turn around and go home.
See how fast that car would run.
See how fast I could get back through.
Mm-hmm. I'm a coming through. Get out of the
Get out of the
way.
way.
Yeah, the worst aftermath that I did was 84. And it was a series of storms in Robeson County and that neck of the woods,
Right.
over near Lumberton and some of the outskirts of the Lumberton area. And I went over the next morning. It happened in March, and I went over the next morning, and I'm like, holy mackerel. I mean, there was a clear-cut path of nothing but you could have gone through there with a bomb strafing and not done any more damage.
Right.
Just a whole strafing run, and it was just torn stuff all to pieces. And over here, the lights are on, and people are out in the yard raking up the debris. No damage, nothing. And there was a small, it was a piece of wood. It wasn't a full 2x4. It could have been a tobacco stick over there, but it was through a tree. It was moving that fast. And when it came around, apparently I'd heard of that before. I'd never seen it, but there was one that was through a tree, penetrated the tree.
We get them occasionally. It's not very often here in our neck of the woods.
Well, we had one this year.
But we had one this year already. That's right. It was an F0.
That's good enough.
F0, but it hit the side of the American Legion building and tore the
roof off.
Yeah.
And did some other damage at the back. So.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, you were out there taking pictures.
I think they've got I believe they've got their insurance taken care of.
Yeah, they're working on it now. The building itself.
Ready to get her done.
Yeah, it's sad though. I don't know that we'll have an Onslow County Fair this year because everything's been canceled there for the year. There's been talk of maybe putting it out there in the field, but of course you won't have your vendors and stuff. So we'll see what happens. So, but
I'm trying to think way back before the building was there, when the fair was there. Did they had everything under the big tops, the tents?
I know the circus used to come out there under the big top, but I don't remember the fair other than the way it is.
I remember a circus over in Jacksonville one time over on Onslow Drive Extension.
Well, Rayford, we have a lot of circus.
Well, I'm talking about one of them that's official, a Ringling Brothers type of circus.
Right.
It was over there when there was very little on that street at the time when it first opened up. Is there a wolf out there?
Yes, I know. I was waiting. I'm going to go let him in.
Yeah, may as well get him in here before we get going too good, or he's going to continue trying to force his way in. Is it one or two?
Oh, sorry. Just one.
Good.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Well, let's see here. We won't do weather quite yet.
Trip me.
I'm going to say
He was trying to trip me. Give me my food.
I guess I'm going to have to turn your microphone down because I'm going to probably make you mad. You go,
No, you just go right ahead because I'll counteract whatever you've got to
Because
say if you make me mad.
it's political.
Oh, well, okay. I know what's coming. I'm ready for
What
you.
do
Go
you-
ahead.
Everything I say in the next 2 minutes is Lee's fault, by the way.
Mm-mm.
So just keep that in mind.
Oh,
What I find amazing, so y'all need to get to the end of this before you start marching on the studio. What I really find amazing, even all these years later, is that we have a lottery scheme, which is nothing but a game of chance. No skill involved, right?
right.
They call it a lottery something. In North Carolina and a number of other states. And it made its debut during the last century in the Tar Heel State by naming it the North Carolina Education Lottery. Made it sound less like Las Vegas slot machines and gaming tables and the mafia, right? It is what it is, and I'm sure everything is above board. Eyes roll. And I know that a lot of broadcast stations, particularly TV broadcast stations, made a lot of money by promoting the multi-million-dollar weekly and bi-weekly payouts. I know that everyday citizens have scored wins from a few dollars to many thousands of dollars in extra cash. I don't know any of the big winners personally. Never met one. I'm sure that they're there. And I certainly haven't won a lot of money. By a lot, I mean any. I was told that I have to buy a ticket to be eligible to win, and there's my problem. I knew it wasn't as easy as I was led to believe that it could be. I also know that, though no connection to the state lottery has been made, that gambling, that's what a lottery is often goes hand in hand with another state-regulated vice, boozing.
Booze.
The state owns all of the ABC stores. The
Yes, they
ABC
do.
stores are the Alcohol Beverage Control Board stores, the places where you can buy your liquor. You can buy beer or wine at other retail outlets. Booze, you got to buy at the licensed ABC stores, which are owned by the state. Lee, got enough clues to tell you where I'm headed?
Yeah, go ahead with it.
All right, according to WRAL TV, the legacy station here in North Carolina, located in the state capital, a station that is anti-conservative.
TMZ.
Still trying to forget that one of its greatest commentators ever, a man that put WRAL on the map, former U.S. Senator Jesse Helms, about as conservative as they come. He was a commentator on WRAL. He ran their editorial system. Well, WRAL's big investigation that they've done shows that some of our state legislators were treated to at least one so-called, by WRAL, bourbon trip to the bourbon state of Kentucky, where they accepted, according to WRAL, free booze and other gifts. So far, for lobbyists, those who peddle their goods that need legislative approval have been charged with criminal offenses. All of this supposedly occurred in 2024. Information provided WRAL, top-notch investigators, points towards another trip in 2022. Amazing, but not surprising, is that the 2022 trip was during a midterm election. And of course, the 2024 trip was a presidential and gubernatorial, or is it gubernatorial election year? Not really surprising is that hints coming that lobbyists, major political fundraisers, and an unnamed North Carolina Republican Party official may be involved. What a convenient time to release this report, another midterm election year. No charges have been brought against anyone in connection with the 2022 excursion, legislatively speaking, gambling, liquor, and politics. I'm shocked. I tell you, I am just shocked. But this is coming out now, right in the middle of the 2026 midterm elections. Such a coincidence. It is illegal in this state, make no bones about it, for lobbyists or any groups that pay lobbyists to give free stuff to politicians. It is illegal in the state of North Carolina for any lobbyist or anyone that hires a lobbyist to give free stuff to politicians. Politicians routinely, it seems, accept free rides in the name of education, kind of like the North Carolina Education Lottery, trips that are underwritten by so-called advocacy groups that generally remain anonymous, meaning unknown. The charges in the 2024 presidential and gubernatorial election year came about because it was learned that companies engaged in gambling and booze sales paid for the trip on the advice of the lobbyists. That's a vicious cycle, isn't it? One of those named in the warrants but not charged criminally is Sarah Newby. Her name was brought up. She's an official in the Republican Party who admits she helped plan and raise money for the trip, but says she did it outside her work for the Republican Party. She's got nothing to do with her work in the Republican Party. Her paying job is working as a political consultant for any number of office seekers. I don't like traditional lobbyists for many reasons. They're not illegal, but they have rules to abide by. No doubt that on all sides in the world of politics they exist and they push the limits. Not a whole lot of difference between that and the people who work for pharmaceutical companies when they come visit your doctor and they bring free samples of drugs to give you if you need them. You ever thought about that?
There's a lot of that.
There's a
You
whole
go
lot
to a
of
doctor's
I've-
office and they go, here's some free
I've
samples.
watched them come into my doctor's office,
Yeah.
not in Jacksonville, but the one I had
It's
in
a good
Wilmington
thing.
several times.
It's a good thing.
Good chance they can cross the line, likely more often than we know. But here's where I have issues. This is hypocritical of the great state of North Carolina. It has a state-sponsored and controlled education lottery where, according to those in charge, lots of money that is not awarded to the winners each week goes to educational systems in the state. One day we'll look into that a lot. I have before. The amount that is distributed is decided after those working for the Lottery Commission get paid, and it's not chump change either, by the way. And after all the retail outlets who sell the tickets get paid, and if that store is where a big winning ticket is sold, it gets more money. After the broadcast and print outlets, the billboards are not cheap. You know that. You've seen billboard ads for a lottery?
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. They get their money. And of course, the winners split the pot. What's left over goes to the educational systems
Can I ask
in
you
North
something
Carolina.
real quick?
Go ahead.
Have you ever been traveling the highway and looked up and saw a billboard for for the lottery and thought, oh, I need to stop at the next store and buy a ticket?
Not me.
I've never either.
But, you know,
No.
I'm not to say that I haven't bought lottery tickets.
Yeah, I have in the past here or there. I'm not a big.
I tried it for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever one time. I would do it 2 times a week whenever it came about. I'd stop and buy one ticket. A couple of times I bought 5 tickets. Why? Because I wanted to see if I ever won anything. So therefore
I don't
can-
win anything.
Therefore, I can
don't
say
win.
that the money I spent, a small portion of it went to the educational
Well,
system.
yeah, I've bought some in the past, but I'll buy a couple and then I'll go home and put them on the refrigerator. And then I get that feeling, oh my gosh, that's the lucky ticket.
I never
I
had
know I'm
that
going to
feeling.
get something. I've had that feeling and then get so disappointed when not even one numbers are on. And I was like, this is like expecting Santa Claus and never getting Santa.
I'm glad that the educational systems do get something.
Right.
But what I have problems with, the same government enforcement officials going after lobbyists and others providing incentives for elected lawmakers to learn in their direction on matters that could help them. It's the same government that supports and promotes gambling across the board at more locations than there are vape stores in North Carolina. You ever thought about it like that? You haven't, but I do. That's the reason people don't like me. One of many reasons. So,
3, 2, 1.
boom.
Yes, really.
It's hypocritical. And the state legislature and the governor had to sign off on the bills to get this into law. Right?
Yes, true. Yes.
And we know the liquor stores make a ton of money.
Oh,
right?
they do.
Okay.
They do.
And a chunk of that money goes into each county and each city that has a liquor store.
And I keep forgetting to go by there. I need some vodka. Not for me. I'm making vanilla. And I had the
You're
vanilla
You're
beans.
making vanilla with vodka?
Yeah.
That'll be some spicy vanilla.
No, and it
Is
sits for like 6 months.
Is this going for vanilla ice cream or something?
We have vanilla beans, and you take the stems and you put them in a container and fill it with vodka, cap it, and let it sit for about 6 months. It's the same thing that you buy in the grocery store. But see, the vodka, the alcohol evaporates. But go ahead, go with yourself.
I'm sure.
I can't remember to go by there.
A cold front's moving through today.
Wait. Well, okay, are we you gonna let me have my say so on this after the weather?
After the weather.
Okay, well, I just make sure you're not.
I'm not going to slight you for this one. No,
Mm-mm.
no. I'm going to sort out. I about half demand that you do it. So the reason I called you out.
Well, okay.
We got a cold front that's
good.
moving through today. It started last night and should be moving back north towards Saturday or Sunday. The brisk southwesterly winds we've had for a few days, they've been very warm, have already made the shift. They'll still be brisk, but they'll be coming from the northeast today out to 60 nautical miles. Offshore, we have northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, diminishing to 5 to 10 this afternoon, seas 3 to 5 feet. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 5 to 10, becoming westerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas, this is where some of the changes are going to be happening. 2 to 3, building to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. A chance of showers, a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon tomorrow. A reminder, if you're on a boat floating on the waters of our beautiful Atlantic Ocean, you are the tallest structure there. If there is a thunderstorm, as there is a possibility tomorrow, and as you see it coming in your direction, you can see a long ways across that ocean. If it's getting darker and darker and you start seeing stuff popping, pack your mess up and head for shore. All right? Pick another direction of travel, at least. A few years ago, we went offshore to get away from one because it was closer to shore than we were.
Right.
And we go out there. We can go a long ways. Just stay away from them. They're not good. And also, they got this little twister thing out there. We call it on land, we call it a tornado. They call it a water spout out there. It's the same thing.
I was looking for him yesterday.
It's the same thing. All right.
Right.
Okay. Sunday, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, diminishing to 15 to 20 in the afternoon. Seas 5 to 8 feet on Sunday.
Today, sunny with a high near 85. Calm wind becoming northeast around 5 miles per hour in the afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 64. Saturday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high near 85. And Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 78.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, Sunday night,
nice-
we're looking at a low of 56. What a
Brr.
beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Get up the blankets.
Yes.
I got some firewood left. I'll burn some wood. The marine forecast, by the way, each day is provided by members and non-members of the Onslow Amateur Radio Club, a public service-oriented organization that supports area hams and the community. A dozen or so of those hams provide us local weather conditions at their locations throughout the Onslow and surrounding counties that allow us to give you a snapshot look at conditions in your neighborhood. Lee and I are among those amateur radio operators, and Chris, our partner in crime, wants to make it a staff where all three of us have ham tickets.
Mm-hmm.
This morning around that region, well, Lee checked in this morning from the Woodlands is where she lives, 65 degrees. Brr. 90% humidity, 29.98 inches in the of mercury in the barometric pressure gauge thinger. Calm, no wind, no rain. Nobody had any real rain, a couple of traces throughout the area. Down in the borough, Joe called in 66 degrees there, 89% humidity. Joe slipped on over to Emerald Isle, and he walks the beaches over there during the summertime. It was 69 degrees there, mostly clear, and he said The ocean is moderately irritated. I've never heard that weather report before, but I like it. Moderately irritated ocean. That was pretty good. James down in Bladenboro had 70 degrees on his way to work, partly cloudy. Richard over in Jones County, not far from the Maysville area, 63 degrees, 90% humidity, and he had 10-mile visibility. It's beautiful out there. I'm looking through the door right now. It's clear. 30.00 inches of mercury, no wind. And Ken over in Onslow Bay, I told him I wasn't going to give this temperature. I was going to modify it because it's 66.6 degrees.
I heard that, and you were like, "No,
That does not sound good." That's the sign of gloom and doom. 82% humidity, and it was calm there as well. Ward and Cedar Point, 68 degrees, 82% humidity, 30.06 inches of mercury, and climbing. Light easterly winds. Dale called in from River Bend, 62 degrees, 98% humidity, 29.89 inches of mercury. It was calm, just a trace of rain. Brian checked in this morning, hadn't heard him for a few days, 63.9 degrees, 86% humidity, 29.67 inches of mercury. Bill, he's back home now. He's good to go.
good."
Around Catherine's Lake, feeling good. 67 degrees where he was. Randy up southwest area, he was riding a golf cart this morning as usual. 62 degrees, 98% humidity, 29.98 inches of mercury. He said it was clear, calm, and of course nothing in the rain gauge. Ron checks in every now and then from he lives in the Mallards Creek area. Is that where it is?
Yes.
65 degrees, 68% humidity, clear and calm. Acorn Forest, we could call him Acorn Forest Will. What do you think?
Okay.
That sounds like good. Well, we got Robin Hood and Sherwood Forest. We should call this is Will and Acorn Forest. I wonder if they do Woolworth Battle. 64 degrees, 86% humidity, 30.02 inches of mercury, and northeasterly winds at 4. And Michael, now here he checked in from Crew, Virginia. I've never heard of it until we started talking with him.
Right.
55 degrees. He's already ahead of us. He says clear there, though. All right. Thanks to all of those guys for giving us a call, checking in. It's good to talk with them every morning, and it's good to be able to figure out what's going on around our neighborhood. And just for your information, in case there's ever an emergency, when there's the next emergency, and if it's severe enough, we'll go on the air here, such as severe weather, thunderstorms, definitely if there's a tornado. And we will have these hams at our beck and call, or we'll be picking up the information that they're sharing with everybody about what's going on, severe thunderstorm, if there's a tornado, whatever. So we will be able to bring that to you. So if you do get a severe thunderstorm warning, it's not going to just be for any weather alerts, but if it's severe and we look at radar and we activate the network, and then, we will bring that to you guys as well. If you have an interest in becoming a ham radio operator, stop by the club meeting. It's going to be on the 6th. That's the date.
June 6th.
And that's not this tomorrow. That's the following weekend, following Saturday. Starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's over at the Onslow Emergency Operations Center.
Yep.
And that's where the big tall tower is off of, you can see it from West.
Yeah, you get to visit the Emergency Operations Center.
Yeah.
Take a peek. It's a nice place.
Yeah, it is.
Very
So we'll be
nice.
meeting there. And then you're going to be setting up as part of the
Military Appreciation Day. I've got 2 personas I'm portraying that day.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get there, and our friend Dan, who's part of the club, him and I are going to set up the canopy and table for the amateur radio.
Set up a station.
Yes, so we'll be there all day. When they open up the festivities, they start at 10 o'clock. It starts at 10
Is it 10
o'clock.
o'clock? Okay.
I have to run up front and be somebody else for a little while.
It's
Just
your twin sister.
during the opening ceremonies, and then I'll go back and change in my phone booth and go back to being
There
a
you go.
radio
The ham
operator.
booth. We got a ham
The
booth.
ham booth,
Ham
right.
booth, yeah.
And if anybody wants to stop by and bring us cookies or anything,
Oh,
Dave,
come on. Wait till I get there.
Yeah.
I'll come down after the
You
club
need to
meeting.
bring the Bojangle biscuits.
Yeah. But anyway, that's going to be on the 6th, and it's going to
Right.
be down at Hammocks Beach.
State Park, yeah.
State Park area
Beautiful.
there. And so the club will have a booth there set up,
Yes.
a table and some stuff, and
Yes.
you can ask some questions, and we can
We
lie
have
with the best of them.
demonstrations, how everything works.
Mhm.
And a lot of people I know that when we were at Weather Radio Wednesday, people thought we were CBers and we were having to explain the difference. And we had one gentleman that said he wanted to get those radios. And we had to explain, well, you have to be licensed to operate them. And we invited him to our next meeting.
There have been
And
some-
then we had several listeners of our show heard us talking about weather radio, and they came Wednesday
Good.
and got their weather radios and got them set up. So
Yeah, no, you can buy a radio and listen to anything.
Right.
It is, right? Anything that radios can pick up, you can listen to by law. It's not a problem.
right,
But you cannot transmit on just any radio.
right,
Some of these radios that are advertised, they're really cheap, and unfortunately or fortunately, they can be programmed on at least one of the ham bands, if not two, depends upon
Right,
which radio you get, and they're cheap. Now, people can program them because they're easy to program. The problem is when you hit that button that says transmit, and the very first time you do, we know about it. The amateur radio operators, and we have absolutely no qualms about being snitches
right.
because we
You
police
snitch.
the ham
They'll
band.
snitch on you in a
We are
heartbeat.
required to police the ham bands because
Right.
we're licensed. It's a little bit like a police officer overlooking a crime. No, we can't do that, and we're not going to
Right.
do that. So.
I do
but
want to
we
say
do
something.
encourage you to get your license, and we'll talk you through it. We'll help you. We can do whatever.
I do want to say something. I mean, y'all hear us talk about the Ham Radio Club a lot
Mhm.
because we do a lot of things. We're emergency backup communications for the county should their communications go down. If there was a hurricane to hit, we would have people in each of the shelters that would be able to relay emergency
We
messages.
do that because the regular channels are crowded. Those
Yes.
guys at the EOC, they've got more to handle than
Well,
just getting status reports.
What I wanted to say is the Onslow Amateur Radio Club is a nonprofit organization.
Absolutely.
We do a lot of PSAs for them, a lot because we're involved in it. But if you have a nonprofit out there and you need to get a message out or
Yep.
you want to talk about it, you're welcome to come into the show. We will be glad to post your flyers. We do that for nonprofit organizations. So
All the time.
and that's what we do for the radio club. We don't expect fees, money,
We don't get
anything.
any,
We get nothing.
We don't charge for it.
We
don't want
do it for the community. So if
Okay.
you have a nonprofit out there and you'd like to get your information out, contact me, contact us, call in anytime you want to,
And
and we'll be glad to share that
if
information.
there are any teachers out there, I know the school year is nearing its end, but if you would like to have a chat, if an amateur radio operator, you happen to be a teacher in the school systems, or if you're an administrator in the school system, whatever you are,
Yes.
or you would like to get your ticket and maybe get involved with getting some kids, giving them something to do other than roam the streets and the beaches and
Right.
the malls and create mischief and mayhem. This
Bring
would
them
be
in.
a
We'll put them on the
great.
show.
We'll get them on the show,
That's right.
But we'll also there are enough club members, about 75 club members here, and we'd be happy to operate to help you guys set up some stuff.
Right.
No problem.
All right. Now
Okay.
it's my turn
Now
to
it's your turn.
vent about
Okay,
that
I'll be back in a little
article
bit. I'm gonna take a nap.
that WRAL came out with yesterday, which I consider them like the TMZ of North Carolina news. WRAL is politically biased. They don't mind sharing anything and twisting it. This is my opinion into their words. Now,
Mhm.
when that article came out yesterday, and it was Sarah Newby.
Knew it was gonna make you mad.
Okay, yeah. I stood next to Sarah Newby last night
Did
at an event. I've known Sarah Newby
you
for a
take a
while.
shower afterwards?
No, she is a wonderful young lady.
She's a nice lady.
Very Christian. Her father is the Chief Justice for the North Carolina Supreme Court,
Right.
Paul Newby.
Yep.
And I met the Newbys back a while back, during political season when Paul was first running for that position. Well, I should say Mr. Newby. But Sarah worked her way up in the NCGOP.
Yeah.
She came in at the time. She worked on the committee for the judicial races. She spent a lot of time, and she has worked herself up to a political director.
Mhm.
Now, my other thing that I do at night or on the weekends, I'm a political field director for
Somebody. One
for
of the
somebody,
candidates.
one of the, somebody. And so I do a lot of traveling. She does it for all the candidates and all the elected officials in the state of North Carolina. She's a wonderful young lady. She's very honest, very trustworthy.
Mhm.
And YWRAL, I had to keep throwing her name in there. But let me tell you, she also is self-employed, her business. She's got a business. She's a political fundraising consultant. So that's what she does. She's a political consultant for fundraising. She'll help individual candidates, raise money and stuff like that. So when she was involved in helping to make the arrangements for this trip, she was not at the NCGOP as a political director doing this. She's with her private business as a fundraising consultant, and that's Jack Bright calling. So she was doing that. But for WRAL to make it sound like, made her the feature, that made me mad. No. TMZ.
Jack, how are you,
Good
sir?
morning, Mr. Bright.
Good morning.
Hey.
How's my commentaries with the broadcast doing today?
Well, we probably.
Rayford started off. I had to finish.
I guess I threw a grenade or two. I don't know.
Yeah, we were talking about a news story that came out yesterday, and it was by WRAL, which I don't put a lot of stock into a lot of the stuff that they write because they're one-sided, in my opinion. They're and they were picking on this one young lady that I like very much,
Yeah,
and
they
I
weren't
know.
always that way, too.
And I was like, don't be picking on
under
her.
previous ownership or other ownership, they were
Yes.
they were straight up
Don't
very
be picking on Miss Sarah.
major, big time, great news operation, by the way. What's on your mind,
Well,
Jack?
Well, I on that particular subject, I've got to the point I don't even want to turn the national news on because there's so many stories that really promote Iran. There's a lot of rhetoric always about Iran doing this and Iran doing that, and it's totally some of them totally against the USA. And I just don't feel like I even want to listen to the news anymore because it's so depressing now.
Amen.
Can I give you just about 30 seconds worth of commentary about that? And it's not really a commentary. It's just a statement of fact. 2008, when Hillary Clinton was running for office, she said that Iran was one of our chief problems and we needed to take them out. They needed to be dealt with. They needed to be dealt with right away. She didn't lose. She lost the election. Of course, she had to bail. Obama comes in. He says the same thing. Then Joe Biden comes in. He says the same thing. Now, when Donald Trump says it, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
The devil has spoken.
Well, the Democrats are totally against him because he came back and won the election, and they've got a lot of heartburn about that.
Twice.
And they're trying to do everything they can to discredit him, and anything that they thought was good, if it comes out that Trump thinks that it's good, then it's not a good idea because Trump came up with it.
That's right. I've come to understand that there is Trump derangement syndrome. People have said that I have Trump derangement syndrome. I didn't know what Trump derangement syndrome was, but I was led to believe it was that there were people who, like Donald Trump, that they would support him in spite of everything. No, it's not. In the middle of the night last night, I came to the conclusion it's the other people like couple of our callers in the past, they have Trump derangement syndrome because they get so irritated just by hearing his name. They have a syndrome, and it's derangement.
Yeah, the Trump's ideas about doing things, I think, is probably good, but the way he presents it and the way the rhetoric he puts along with it, it makes people not like him.
Yep. Well, I don't like him for that reason. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to. I had yesterday. I had heard you folks talking about cable vision and TV, and with today's economy and everything. And I did this several years back. I just cut the cable and done away with the cable companies, and I went to online and bought a channel master antenna.
Yep.
And it looks sort of like a grate out of a oven. It's square and it faces, kind of faces north. But I get 47 channels, and I don't have to worry about the cable going out. I don't have to worry about paying that monthly bill. And what really got me with the cable companies is I have 4 TVs, and they wanted to charge a rental. I think at that time like $5 per box per TV.
Correct.
So I just went online and ordered that channel master antenna. It was $99, and they sent it. They shipped it from free. It was from Arizona, and it came within 3 or 4 days after I ordered it. And the product and the picture and the quality of the service is really crisp and sharper than the cable. So anyway, I put that up, and even during the storms and hurricanes with all the wind and all of the snow and all of that, as long as I've got electricity, I can look at I can watch the programs, and all of those 47 programs. All of the local stations are included in that, including PBS and all of that. But I found out that Walmart, and I went and got one, bought one from Walmart. Walmart has a disc. It's about the size of a dinner plate, and it has 2 rabbit ears on it.
Yep.
And I plugged it in and put it on one of the TVs in another room, and it just hangs on the wall with those 2 rabbit ears, and I get 40 channels with that, and it's $39.
Yeah, there are you don't have to have a lot of height with the whole process these days, because the TV stations are broadcasting quite a bit of power. I will tell you that.
Yes.
I know that one for a fact. They're broadcasting a lot of power. They're doing it in the digital mode. Now the thing is the digital versus analog. That's what there's no more channel 7 or channel 12 or channel 9. They're digital frequencies. And some of the guys do it just because of recognition. It's been that way forever. But it's, if you can pick it up at all, if you can get the signal, it's not like you get a weak signal. You either get it or you don't get it. It's a lot like cell phone digital technology. You get it or it quits. That's the way it works.
A lot of people tell me they don't like the idea of having an antenna outside, and that's fine. I don't blame them. I've got mine outside, but you can put that antenna, that channel master antenna, you can put it in the attic.
That's right.
Of your house.
Yep.
And the reason I have mine outside is when I disconnected the cable wire that runs in the cable box outside, I just put the coax cable, I screwed it into the box outside.
That's right.
That leads to all the internal wires and cables that come into the TV and
You were
the
smart,
different rooms.
because if it's wired like that, then the cable company has put all that wiring in for you, which is now yours. And it has a distribution amplifier that distributes the signal to every location. You just
Right.
plug your TVs in whatever room you've got them, and
Correct.
you're good to go.
So that was the way I went with it, and I get TV, and I did purchase a what they call a Roku TV, and
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. You can stream your Wi-Fi with the Roku, and man, there's probably about 700 or 800 different channels that comes with the Wi-Fi that's totally
Yes.
free. You don't pay a dime.
Now, the way mine is set up here at the house, not everybody will want to even think about that. I get every broadcast station in the United States. I have
Tell your
access to
secret.
them.
Don't tell your secret.
I have every one of them on my TV by switching
Yeah.
channels. And then I also have foreign stations on my TV because they all go up into a satellite and they all come down to my TV set.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I even get a couple stations that's Spanish.
Yep.
Yes.
It's Spanish. But and the reason I was bringing this up is because in today's economy, with the prices of everything so much escalated, not just necessarily because of the oil, but prices were going up anyway on the grocery side. You can't even go to the grocery store now and pick up anything without paying over $100.
Absolutely correct.
So anything I can ever do or say to help people save money and still have cable TV and things like that. And I heard a lot of people calling into the show that has home gardens now, and
Yes.
That's right.
and squash, cucumbers, zucchini, tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, all that stuff. If a cucumber now in the grocery store is about 88 cents a piece,
That's right.
and squash they by the pound. And but anyway, if you've got a small plot of land and you got the knowledge and the know-how, I would advise people to start their own garden, because if you can't feed yourself, sometimes you might not be able to go to the grocery store and get anything.
Now I'm going to tell you something. Early in the season, if you shop, these bags of garden soil, they call them, they've already got all sorts of nutrients in them. If you don't have a place, you don't have a plot of land, but you want to grow something and you don't really, you don't want to go dig a hole or do whatever, get you a couple of bags, get you 4 or 5 of those bags, punch a hole in each one of them and put some seeds in them, or put your plant in there. It's contained, and you can lay it on the ground, or you can do whatever you want to do with it. Put it up on a table if you want to, and with the tomato plants, I strongly suggest you put cages over them. But anyway, you can do that. Grow your stuff in a bag, right out of that bag.
Well, another thing that I had experience with is my tomatoes last year. They had some of them started having the little black spots coming on the bottom of the tomato.
Yes, blossom end
They call it
rot.
blossom rot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did a little research on that and took the information and applied it, and that took care of that. Is buy a bag of what they call land plaster or calcium. It's a calcium deficiency, and that will cause blossom rot. I put it on the tomatoes, and it stopped that. I put it on the squash and zucchini. It stopped the blossom rot for that, and produced good sizable fruit without any damage to the product
Right.
itself.
Okay.
Just get a bucket of bone meal.
It's also, I've got that too, but it's also about time to, for you folks who do have a garden, especially those of you like Steve who planted it nice and early, not me, but I'm going to be planting it because I still got 2 beds left. I'm going to plant some more seeds to grow. And by the time another 3 or 4 or 5 weeks come along to set them out, we'll be into nearing the end of June, which is also near the end of some of those squash bugs that they got out there to get inside the plants.
Yeah.
and kill your plant. It's the squash that you plant now that are growing now, you'll have a life expectancy ending at the end of June generally.
Yeah, and you have to worry about on your tomatoes. You have to worry about later on in the season the hornworms. You got to wait for them. They get huge and they can destroy a plant just about overnight.
Yeah,
So you have to watch.
they'll eat it down to the stems. That's for sure.
Yeah, you can pick them off, or they have a application for it you can put on to stop them. But that's something you can have that will destroy that plant. I wanted to mention too while on call. I've been hearing some of the show and some of the callers that call in to you. I heard one of your frequent callers call in and criticize. Well, I don't know if they criticize you or not, but they said, "Why do you report the wind speed of the weather?" And you had a really good answer for that because here on the coast and everywhere else. Wind speed has a lot to do with fishing. It has a lot to do with how you dress when you go out. I think some of those callers have a short between the steering wheel and the seat.
Well, for us, for me, I do the marine forecast, and Lee does the landlubbers forecast.
Yeah, I just do the wind for today. I don't
Sure,
do it.
but
It
you know,
changes.
the winds offshore impact everything. As far you can have some really fine weather, beautiful weather, but if you got a 25-mile-an-hour wind out of the southwest, you're going to have some sloppy seas out there, and even small lower winds, and you're going to have some seas that are going to be close together. And in the inlet, that gets to be real dangerous.
Well,
Boaters depend upon the weather.
at Rayford, wind on land, wind in your backyard, it tell you whether or not it's a good day to outdoor burn.
Yep.
It'd be a good day, whether it's a good day to leave your lawn umbrellas up or take them down.
Watch them go airborne, or
yeah.
like they did down in South Carolina, kill a woman.
Kill a woman.
I read about that. My daughter had a trampoline. You remember back the March storm that came that destroyed the American Legion? Well,
they go airborne.
That same storm ripped her trampoline out of the ground, even with anchors, and throwed it in the neighbor's yard at her house. And it looked like a big taco when it was when it was finished with it. But trampolines have a way of flying through the air, like the umbrellas also.
We had, at a TV station in Wilmington where I was, we had a field, basically. It looked like a field, an outcropping of satellite dishes. Now, those were not the little 4-foot dishes or 2-foot dishes or whatever. These were 9-foot dishes, 10-foot dishes, 3 meters. And then we had some bigger ones. I was standing out there during a storm in the 90s. I forgot which one it was, late 90s. And I stepped outside under the little glass enclosure we had.
Right.
I called it like the green room, the greenhouse looking enclosure. And I was standing there just getting a breath of air, and one of them comes rolling by. It had been ripped off of the platform and was rolling through the parking lot.
Yes, that sounds like something out of one of those freak shows.
I said, "Where's the camera? Anybody got a camera?" No.
Yes.
We're all out in the field.
Yeah, those huge antennas, they used to be real prevalent around here, but you don't see very many of them anymore. The ones that you do see are decommissioned now. They're not in use anymore. But when you got that much surface that the wind can pick up, the wind really takes advantage of picking those up and distributing them throughout.
Now, speaking of TV antennas, like you were talking about, the good old Yagi antennas, those are the ones with a bunch of little elements on them. We all had them on little short telescoping poles.
On the clothesline pole.
Yeah, and mounted on the chimneys. They had chimney mounts on them, and we had them up there, 15, 20, 30 feet so we could get decent reception. And driving around after a hurricane, the business that you needed to be in, buying antennas and selling them and installing them. Because I'll tell you what, every one of them that was up there on the roof was down. after every hurricane that came through town.
Yeah, I used to, when I was in high school, I worked with Billy Mills at Mills and Thomas.
They
And
sold them.
my job was to deliver TVs and put up antennas,
Yeah.
crawling underneath the house, dragging that little flat wire and
Right.
boring a hole in the floor and running it up and hooking up the antennas. So I'm very familiar with those and the way they were fastened on the eaves of the house.
Yes, and the chimney mounts that were there. All right, Jack, you take care, sir. You need to come see us sometime. Drop by.
And Jack, Frank Rochelle says hello.
Frank's a good guy. I tell you,
He just commented.
Frank grew up in my neighborhood out on Deputy Road. Him and his family, and they were part of the farming community. His
Right.
Mom and dad and brothers and sisters we all were like big families with the farms out there.
Now, did you have to deal with him anytime downtown as you had another profession going back in the 70s, 80s? You remember having to deal with him?
No. Matter of fact, he had Frank had
Had a band.
he had a karate judo school, and a lot of the officers took there on Cheney Avenue. He had a lot of officers
I
that were.
didn't know that. That was after my time.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Frank. He had a big business going with that
Remember that?
karate and judo, and he probably of course he got old like the rest of us, but Frank was limber as a dish rag. I mean, he could kick the watermelon off a 12-foot pole with his expertise. He was very proficient in that particular martial arts.
Oh, Frank, if you're listening, what did that watermelon do to you?
Frank just said, no, I was never arrested. Not that I remember anyway.
Well, I don't know if I don't remember Frank ever getting arrested, but that tells me one thing: he just probably didn't get caught.
There's a lot of that.
So is a lot of people, right?
Frank's a good guy. He's
Yes,
a
very good.
musician, and
Yes.
he loves music. He loves Court Street downtown, and bringing back old memories about that. I still see some.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
And I'll tell you something else about Frank's family. His brother passed away, Robert. But
Right.
Robert, he has done some published some really good hometown stories about farm living, the Onslow County history, and all that. His brother had a real talent for writing, and I wish I had his vocabulary and his expertise in doing stuff like that. Robert Rochelle.
Sometimes we had a different vocabulary going, didn't we?
Yeah, and Frank's in. He's got some. Did have some antique dollars also. Frank's
Yes.
got a lot of interest. A lot of people have around here with those older cars.
Yes.
But anyway,
All right, Jack, you take
Well,
care.
thank you
guys
for the trip down
Drop by and see us sometime.
memory lane.
you guys have a good
You too.
rest of your day, and have a good weekend.
You too.
And going back to the antenna, Tom was asking about, he's got a metal roof. Tom, I do too.
It's
and
okay.
I had to put my antenna on the outside on a pole and run the cable inside. Those antennas that they make now that you can sit on the TV or put on the wall, put in a window, did not work for me.
It would have to be an antenna that you are going to be facing towards whatever the tower is from inside your house, and it need to have to be shooting
Well,
through your window.
I will tell you that
They don't give you really good signals.
mine's got a motor on it and a box where if I'm not getting a real good signal on a particular channel, I can hit the button and move the
called a rotor.
antenna, so that's just on the television. I very, very seldom ever use it.
Yeah.
But I have it for backup.
Around here, when I had a little fifth wheel there until Florence, that little witch, came through town and messed up my fifth wheel down at Sneeds Ferry.
Right.
I had an antenna. Matter of fact, the antenna that's out there hanging, waiting to be put up anytime I need it or want it. And it picked up everything. But I
Yes.
also got the Wilmington's channels because I had it. It picks up from both sides.
Right.
On the edges of it, it doesn't. It picks up from the front and the back. But so the way it was where I was located, I knew where all the towers are, and I could aim it at
Yeah. When,
those up this way, and then those down towards the Wilmington. So I
when
got
those big
additional
satellite
channels.
dishes came out, we had one in
Yeah.
our backyard, and it you could move it, by remote, and we could pick up anything anywhere. Just aim it at the satellite.
What you did there, you picked up from the satellites directly. You picked the satellites you wanted to pick up from. Now, when they got up some of the dish networks and all that sort of good stuff.
If you missed a prime time show at 8:00, you just go ahead and wait a couple hours and flip it over to
Pick
the
it up
West
again,
Coast
yep.
and watch it then.
Yep, you did that.
So it was really cool, and it would show a lot of behind the scenes, like the news was getting ready to come on national news.
Yeah,
It would show some of those anchors putting on their makeup and
Oh,
doing
and
all
then-
that.
And then I
was-
saw Brian. Oh, what was that? Gumble.
Bright and Gumbo.
He blew up. This was during a closed circuit feed because we had those feeds at
Right,
the TV station
right.
that were not on those satellite.
Right.
I forgot where they were, but he exploded on one of the anchors, one of the co-anchors.
hmm
I mean, he got vicious, vulgarly vicious, and they had to close that feed right away. It was only like a minute before
Sure.
showtime, and it was not pretty.
Wow.
And
Wow.
there were a lot of NBC stations that complained about that
Right.
because they didn't like the way she was treated. I forgot who it was. But
Well,
anyway, she was
I'm-
kind of
I'm-
new at the business.
I'm
at
glad
the
they
time.
shut it down.
Okay,
Frank
okay.
said, talking about antennas, he has a camper at the beach and that he had an antenna and the antenna broke off. He said, I just have a wire sticking up. I can get 20 channels
Yeah, yeah.
with
It's-
just a wire.
Yep, until you can't. So
I got so tickled because a lot of people Wednesday were bringing radios that they already had, weather radios, to be reprogrammed. And
yeah,
one came in with aluminum foil wrapped around the antenna.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
I haven't either. It just tickled me so much. I was like,
That was from the old school, and it
Yes.
didn't really work that well.
no, but
It
hey.
made you feel good.
yes.
Okay, it's a little after 8 o'clock. 910-333-0139. Want to chat and join us? Join the mayhem this morning? Please give us a ring-a-dingy. We need to hear from you. What do you think about our opening, y'all?
I love it,
I
and
wonder-
I hope everyone else likes it too.
Maybe some of you who are just joining, maybe you haven't heard it. So
You're gonna play it
Is
again?
it worthwhile?
Our new opening.
Yeah, it's something I found in a modified
Rachel
it a little
worked on
bit,
it.
and I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules.
Yep.
The countdown has begun.
Sound like the shark's coming.
The show
The show
starts
starts
in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That is so good.
That is so us. We rewrite.
It is so us.
Yes, it is so us. That's a good job record. I like that.
Well,
You first played that the other morning. Chris and I were sitting here going, what?
mhm.
Speaking of taking off and getting ready, the Blue Origin, that's Frank Bezos, guy owns Amazon, the rich billionaire. His rocket blew up last night. They were
saw
testing
there was
it.
a lot of flames coming out of that
Oh,
thing.
yes. It was a test. It was for their new Glenn rocket.
God, I don't want to be sitting on top of that
And-
sucker.
Yeah. It was their new powerful New Glenn rocket. New Glenn is the name, New Glenn. It exploded during a routine pre-launch engine test last night. And let me tell you what, it was a huge fireball. And you could see it. They say you could see it just about all the way up the coast. If it's in
I'm sure
Cape Canaveral, Florida.
there's some video on it, so online
Yes,
you can find
yes.
it. Yeah. Well, the city of Jacksonville has agreed to a settlement, which we've heard about already, with the owners of 3 food truck operations who filed suit because of restrictions adopted by the city council
Right.
that made it virtually impossible to operate inside the city limits. I like food trucks.
I do too.
I've partaken of their products many times in this country and
Yep.
beyond.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had lionfish? I had it at a food truck.
Do they lie to you about it or something? Lionfish?
No, Lion.
Oh, lionfish.
Yes, it's those things that if you,
No.
yeah, they're dangerous. They're not poisonous. They're just dangerous. But things like events like at Farmers Day,
Yes.
they got them. They had a flu.
They'll be
up
at
there.
Military Appreciation
Yeah.
Day.
Oh,
We'll have
that's
food
good.
trucks.
I'm not opposed to them operating within the city, but I can understand
Yes.
why the council originally adopted the restrictions. The council serves the residents and taxpayers and local businesses that spend a lot of money and tax money to operate restaurants, things that are referred to as brick and mortar businesses. They're more expensive to run and operate than a food truck, right?
Right.
I don't think any of us want to see those local restaurants closing down because food trucks take away their customers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they can because I don't see any businesses unless they're really bad. Any restaurants going out of business here, they're always crowded. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. No way to know it. At the same time, as a consumer, I want a choice. Food trucks provide that choice for me. Convenient and fast with a niche for products not always available at the brick and mortar locations. But 3 food truck operators took the city to task, filed a suit to get rid of the restrictions that kept them from operating inside the city. Those vendors, they won, and each have been paid $4.
$4 is what they got.
Yeah. And they signed an agreement. The city signed an
Okay.
agreement, but the city also picked up about $16,000 worth of expenses, their legal expenses.
Okay, I get that.
But they
Right.
each got $4.
All right. Did it
They want-
specify why exactly 4?
I didn't ask.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Somebody might have taken the time to tell me, and I probably didn't want to hear it. It would have clouded my whole story.
Go ahead.
Food
finish your
trucks
story.
can now operate in Jacksonville. I'm not sure what, if any restrictions are still placed on them. There probably are some. Obviously, you still have to be able to pass the health department's inspections.
Get your
The
license.
county health department will certify you're okay. I would love to see a truck offering lobster rolls.
Yeah.
I don't know of one here. We know there are taco trucks here, there, and everywhere. I've seen some seafood trucks. I know that Randy Swanson down at Swansboro, he's got a food truck that he operates from time to time. And it's great stuff coming out of it. I would probably make a lobster roll truck a must stop and eat maybe twice a week.
And you should do that. And during the winter, make your crab bisque. You can sell it by the cups.
Well, I'm not going to make the lobster rolls. I want them to make it so I can buy it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about getting a food truck.
No. You think I'm going to work like that?
No.
No. I did have this plan. Well, okay. What is your favorite food truck fare before I go any further? What's your favorite food truck fare? 910-333-0139. I had this thought when I lived in Wilmington. The north end of Carolina Beach was crowded. This is beyond the residence, right? Just open strand. there.
Right.
And a lot of people would fish up there during the fall, especially during the fall. Fall fishing from the surf is great.
Yes.
They would have four-wheelers lined up, four-wheel drives lined up and down the beach. I thought about it. Get me a pot in my trailer, big cooker, and make some like chili or clam chowder, or now I'd be doing other stuff, big pot of that, and go upwind from wherever all the fishermen were, from one end of the beach to the other, and I would cook it there. and let this odor drift down towards the fishermen. Now, I came up with that idea years ago when I was in the Bahamas because there was a guy with a boat. You've seen boats that come up forward and they drop a ramp down front like the old landing craft
Yes.
in World War II. He had one of those, and he had a big old grill. I'm talking about a 55-gallon drum cut in half type of grill,
Right.
homemade, Bahamas, of
Right.
course. This was in Freeport, and he was cooking hamburgers. He was cooking burgers on his way up to the beach,
Right.
and he came up on the beach with that thing. You could smell it for miles before he got there. He had a cooler full of soft drinks, and he had hot dogs and hamburgers. Hot dogs and hamburgers. Flop that front that ramp down, and people come up there and give them money and give them a burger or a hot dog.
I will say,
was smart
going
moving.
back to the food truck story,
Yep.
I understand both sides.
So do I.
I am so happy that it was worked out. I'm happy that the food trucks get to come into the city. I'm a food truck lover. Oh, absolutely. And I have a good friend who has a venue, and during the summer, she has a lot of events. Food truck are lined up in a great big old circle. You can get anything you want. And let me tell you, the food coming off those food trucks.
Oh, it's good.
Oh,
What I would like
good.
to see would be a posted schedule because they move. Sometimes
Yes.
they move. I'd like to see where they're going to be at what times and what the trucks are and what they're serving.
if
we could do a schedule like that.
well, actually, Rayford, most of them do. They have their own social media. You have to follow them, and they will put out where they're going to be and what
You
times.
follow them and you let me know so we can figure out when I'm going to go food truck shopping.
You would have liked the food that was at the event I was at last night. Bacon wrapped scallops,
Oh, no, really? Oh,
fried oysters.
really?
Yes. And there was
Robin and I
other,
could have helped you. We could have driven for you.
my drivers. Yeah, it was seafood oriented. Of course, it was in
Okay.
Beaufort on the
That's
water.
good.
And yeah, and I was like going, yeah, this is Rayford's spread right
And you
here.
didn't bring me any back.
No, that wouldn't have looked appropriate to
And
boxing up all the food.
and
No, but it was a very nice spread. I
oh,
think that is William calling. No, that's Jennifer. Hello, Jennifer.
hey Jennifer.
Hey, I was just going to call in and weigh in on the food truck
Yes.
Yes.
So up here,
Well, you're in
They
Tennessee, so
have-
you get roadkill up there, fresh roadkill, right?
no, they embrace the food truck industry big time.
William.
And what you were just, the reason I called is what you said, like a schedule.
Yeah.
The city of Kingsport, now there isn't any, which I know they changed it down in Jacksonville, where you can't, they were trying to do it where you couldn't have the food truck
Right.
close to the brick and mortar,
Right.
which made
Which I understand.
absolutely no sense to me. I mean, it's number one, a food truck. Most of the time, they're not cheap. It's not cheap to eat off of those food trucks.
No.
And if you're going out to eat, if you're going to get a smash burger, you're going to go to a food truck and get a smash burger. If you're going to go in and sit down and have somebody come over and wait on you and refill your tea or whatever,
Sure.
that food truck's not going to change your mind.
No,
Absolutely. I agree.
If I'm going to go and sit down and eat, I'm
I
not going to
never
do a food truck.
understood that.
Right.
But up here, they actually built downtown. There is a food truck park.
Food truck roundup.
So
Yeah.
on the last Friday of the month, they call it the final Friday food truck rally or whatever.
Yeah.
And they'll post like who all's going to be there.
Oh, that's good. That's a good
But-
idea.
During the rest of the time, I mean, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
We're going to have Shopping Hop next Thursday downtown. We're going to have Opie's Pizza Wagon right in front of Hometown Cottage.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there's no Mid-City Grills on one side of the road, and there's usually a food truck set up at Bay Mountain Brewery right across the street from them. Almost all the time. There isn't any of that, oh, you can't be here or whatever. But they put out on they'll put who's going to be like for the food truck rally.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll also on the Kingsport page, they'll put the food trucks will go on there and say, okay, identical wieners is going to be here on this day, whatever. All of those food trucks, they have their Facebook page, wieners, identical wieners. Wonderful hot dog, all beef hot dogs.
Okay.
Tastes good. But I mean, there's all kinds of them. I mean, from tacos to anything, smash burgers.
Oh yeah.
The club truck. I mean, just all kinds of them, and they're everywhere.
Sounds good.
So,
I just like to be able to walk around downtown Jacksonville, have a bunch of them lined up, scattered all over.
Right.
I could go from one to the other and just spend the day doing it.
I'm gonna tell you
That
what.
would be a food truck hopping.
I told you my friend, she has a big farm. She has a lot of events, and she'll have as many food trucks as she can get in there.
You go.
And you can just go truck to truck to truck.
now, see,
So good.
in July, they have up here what's called Sunfest, and it's a week-long big hoo-ha celebration. They've been doing it for about 40 years, I think.
Okay.
But they call it the Taste of the Town or whatever.
Right.
And Lord, I don't know how many food trucks are over across from the high school in a field, because they do a lot of the stuff there on that road. But I mean, there's food trucks, and they'll book them for the next year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Right.
So, it's revenue for the city. It
is, and
they've got to get licensed. They've got to be inspected, and the people's coming up there. They're paying. They got to pay tax on the stuff, and that tax is going right back to the city,
Of course.
or the county, or however it does it. So, embrace the food truck.
I think it will be good, and it's going to have to be regulated. Of course, you don't want any dumpsters and
Right.
operating. They've got to be inspected. We got to know that they're safe.
I'm just happy they worked it out.
I have not run across, and see, when Terry and I go off to the events, the craft shows where I set up and sell my wreath, of course there are food trucks there. I have not run across now, of course there are ones that they don't have what I prefer to eat.
Sure.
But as far as quality of food and the cleanliness and all that, I have not run across
even down
that
and
been top notch.
food trucks weren't a big thing when I was going down to Jamaica a lot, but down in Bonaire, down in St. Martin, and a few of the places that I've been in over the last 15, 20 years, they've got food trucks, and they're great. They pull up to dive sites. They do all sorts of things. Very popular locations. Like I say, I had lionfish sandwich at one of them.
You're lying. You're
I was
lying.
lying about the lionfish.
You're lying.
That was good too. Really good. So I don't know. They did it right there. Cooked it right there. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Jennifer.
Hang on a minute. Hang on.
Uh-oh. What's wrong? Something's wrong.
Terry said lobster roll trucks down in Wilmington.
Is there one in Wilmington?
I'm not going to Wilmington.
He said, is there one in Wilmington? He said he's pretty sure so. That he has seen it before.
Okay, I got to make an appointment to go to Wilmington for my chiropractor then.
All right, y'all
I'll
have a
be
good
doing.
day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Maybe,
All right, we had another caller. If he's still there.
William, is that who we got?
That's it. He goes by William.
Hey, William.
Good morning.
What's up?
Hey, Rayford, this is Will, N4JHO.
Hey, Will, N4JHO over there at Acorn Forest. This is Acorn Forest Will, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, what's going
Well,
on?
you're not far from me.
Hey,
Will.
Rayford, you mentioned lobster rolls.
Yes.
I got to tell you this. In
Yes.
the early 90s and in the late 90s, I grew up in Fitchburg, Massachusetts area.
I'm sorry.
And McDonald's used to serve a lobster roll at
Did
the
they?
time. Yes, because New England lobster rolls are like a staple. And
Well, I know they are up north, up further than that, but for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All the way up in through Maine. I mean, you can go anywhere. In food trucks, I'm all for them. Free, free commerce, everything.
Yes, sir.
There's many a day, like you were saying, when you were in the Caribbean, and the same here. And I would travel to Fort Walton Beach, San Diego, Albuquerque, blah, blah, blah.
Got 'em.
And food trucks at lunchtime, when you're doing business, are just fantastic, fantabulous.
Mm-hmm.
You can go get lunch, get something, and then, prepare for supper later on. But at least you got to find something that's going to carry you through the day. So,
Now,
but also, McDonald's used to serve a Thanksgiving sandwich, which was turkey, stuffing, cranberry sauce, salt and pepper, and Hellman's mayonnaise. They used to do that and the lobster rolls.
Now, wait a minute. Our McDonald's, usually the milkshake machines are broke down. And they're getting lobster sandwiches and Thanksgiving sandwiches, and we're lucky that we can get an ice cream cone here.
And no kickback here, but I went to Joe Denny's up here next to Lowe's and had a lobster roll there. And it was fantastic. I mean, I'm not promoting them or kickback and Brandy, the manager there.
Wait a minute.
You went to back up where up next to Lowe's?
Lowe's Foods up here at Gum Branch at the 4 Points.
Right.
Joe Denny's, they got a lobster roll. It's a little pricey, but I can tell you this right now, you're going to get what you pay for because it's the real McCoy. And coming from New England and being a lobster roll fan, I could eat lobster rolls 24/7.
So can I.
That's the same restaurant that has that big seafood boil too that you can get.
Well, it used to be the Shuckin' Shack, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's the Blizzards, I believe, that run that, the Blizzard Brothers.
Well,
and they have a fantastic, right. And there's also just one, I will throw this out there, Two Guys Grill in Wilmington, just off Market Street. If you go 17, just as you come off, Two Guys Grill, they have artisan sandwiches as well. They have a mahi sandwich, a lobster roll. I mean, they can do anything there. And they're my second go-to.
Yeah, but it takes 3 days
why
to
did
get
we
there.
not know this?
I know, but as a matter of fact, I'm leaving here in 45 minutes. I got to go to Scottsdale to oncology. I got 5 more sessions.
Okay, God bless you. But you
we won't find out till the middle of
you've got our prayers.
This is the way I look at it. The optimist at each window bar, he said, all right so far.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Great attitude.
All right. Hey, look, I got to
to
prepare. I'm glad I was able to jump in and tell you about the McDonald's story.
Thank you.
That's a true story.
Yeah.
That was out of Fitchburg, Mass, where that was. And hey, Lee, hey, Rayford, it's just a pleasure on this Friday to talk to you.
Thank
And
you, Will.
I'll be listening always. And have a great day.
Thank you.
You too,
Appreciate you
You
checking in
be
in the
careful on
morning,
your
too.
trip this morning.
All right. Y'all have a great day.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Take care.
Well, that was very nice, but
Here's another ham,
a
guys. Another
lobster
ham.
roll? Why did we not know this?
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure
I thought
that
I was going to have to go back to Bahama.
Well, I'm sure that somewhere within the next couple of days, one of us will be up there. I know right where he's talking about now. I didn't know lobster roll. That was good.
A cold front is moving through today and should be moving back north as we get into tomorrow. The brisk southwesterly winds we've had for a few days now, they're warm, but they were brisk and they made the ocean really sloppy. They're making a shift. They'll still be brisk, but they'll be coming from the northeast. They'll start to calm down a little bit after Sunday or Monday. Today, out to 60 nautical miles, way out there offshore, which is going to be important next weekend because for those guys that like to go way offshore, they're going to want some decent weather, decent water.
Yes.
Out to 60 nautical miles today, northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, diminishing to 5 to 10 this afternoon, 3 to 5 foot seas. Southwesterly winds tomorrow, 5 to 10, becoming westerly, 10 to 15 in the afternoon, seas 2 to 3. They'll build to 3 to 5 in the afternoon. A chance of showers, slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Don't forget, if you're on the water, you're the tallest thing out there, y'all. And if there's thunderstorms, there's lightning with it. Duck. Sunday, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots, diminishing to 15 to 20 by the afternoon. Seas not that good for you, 5 to 8. And we do appreciate Will and all the other hams that
Yes,
call us every morning
absolutely.
with local conditions.
Posted another beautiful picture of the sunrise at Emerald this
Yeah,
morning.
take a look at that. That was
Yeah.
Joe.
It's Steve calling. Well, let me go ahead and while you hook Steve up. Today, sunny with a high near 85. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 64. Saturday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a high near 85. And Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 78.
Okay, I got him. Hold on. I got him. He's hooked. He's hooked. Let's bring him in. You've got to get him in shore. Come on, Steve. I got you hooked up.
I was going to say, bravo, I can hear everybody this morning.
Yay! Well, Rayford's forever muting me, and so
Yeah,
Stop
there's a lot
it.
of buttons on that board there. I've seen that board before. There's
You've
a lot of
seen
things
that board.
I accidentally hit.
Steve co-hosted with me one morning. Remember?
It's not me in the buttons. It's the cat in the buttons.
Everything is being blamed on the
When
cats.
She can't say anything about it. But when she comes in here, she gets on top of the board. She walks across it with those little paws, and she hits these little buttons.
Let me tell you, Rayford,
Oh, yeah.
there was a man that brought in a weather radio the other day to have it reprogrammed.
His cat.
He said his cat knocked it off. He blamed it on the cat. What is with everybody blaming the cats?
Because they can't defend themselves.
Yeah. I was going to say, I've got a mixing board as well that I use, and it's got all the little routing buttons on it like yours does. And just putting it in the case and it getting jostled around as I go from place to place.
Oh, Lord.
Stuff moves. And I'm lucky or blessed or whatever you want to call it that I have a very good visual memory.
Yes.
So I can look across that board and I can instantly tell if anything's been moved.
Well, this one's got 500 buttons on it.
It's
mine's similar to what he has. I'm familiar with the model he got.
Yes,
the one that I got in the that I carry for remotes that we used to do. It was like five inputs or five mic inputs and a couple other inputs, and it's a whole lot simpler.
That's like he'll tell me if he's not going to be here, don't touch this button, but turn this one here and then press this. And I just give him the look like, okay.
I will say that particular brand that Rayford uses is known for packing a lot of features into one of those mixing boards.
Yeah, and they're known for getting worn out. The pots do wear out.
Yeah.
This one has about outlived its usefulness, and I don't know that I'm going to replace it with the same one or not. But we'll see.
Yes.
I hear you.
So,
Hey, look, I heard the gentleman this morning talking about the antennas
yes.
for your TV and such as that, and I'm not sure if I heard him mention this or not, and this is something I think is very important for people to remember. If you put one up yourself, you need to run a ground wire from that antenna down to your ground rod by where he's talking about plugging it in where the cable box is.
If you've got especially if you've got one on a mast that's metal, that whole mast needs to be grounded. And yes, if it's going to be up very high, especially above if you live in an area without any trees, and you're going to be above your roof line very much, I would put a piece of copper wire, like a piece of ground number 8 or 6, stick it up in the air above the antenna, and let it go straight to the mast and straight into the ground. You're absolutely right.
Well, and the reason for that is that the cable wire itself has a ground. That little copper wire or the sheath that goes down the outside of that wire.
Yeah, the coax.
Is a ground as well, so it will draw lightning.
Yes, it will.
And it will ruin any TV that's connected to it.
I got a bunch of those hooked up in here.
If you have issues with that, there's also things you can get called lightning suppressors that you can. I don't know that I would have, say that average person would put that in. If you got some electrical knowledge, maybe that you might want to consult an electrician on that one. But they've got stuff that you can put on the whole circuit that will absorb that lightning.
Yeah, those that are commercially available at the dime stores are probably not quite as. They're not quite as worth as much as the 10 cents that you're going to pay for them.
They have some of that, but not the industrial application.
Yeah, if you're going to put one up on a mast of any height, you need to do that for sure.
Right.
Everything else good with you?
Yeah, actually, I had one other thing I was on my mind. I guess I could share with y'all as well. It's
Sure.
something related. You got what?
I said let her rip.
Let it go.
I got you. It's a Trump related issue. I was thinking about it, watching Tom Tillis speak, and the term rhino gets thrown around a lot by the president. But when I look at his actions, it's puzzling. He took in North Carolina what was a pretty solid incumbent senator in Tillis and has now put that whole race in play where it looks like a Democrat's going to take over that Senate seat. He did the same thing in Texas with backing the MAGA Republican there. Now it appears that he gave the Democrat in Texas a boost. And the same thing with Thomas Massey, where he recently lost his primary. It appears through polling that gave the Democrats a boost. So, and all this was because of what I consider petty differences between him and these Republicans. But it seems like he's the one that's not really supporting his party. He's just supporting himself and his own grievances. But that was just an observation that I've kind of been dwelling on this week, is that, he seems like the biggest rhino of all.
I don't even, since I'm not a Republican, I have a problem understanding the terminology rhino. I know what it means. I know what the claim it's all about. I don't think you can be a Republican in name only. You're either a Republican or you're not. You're something else. So now you can be a moderate. There are levels of being a Republican or being a Democrat or any other political party, if there is something that's recognized. There are different levels. You can be a moderate. You can be a left-leaning Democrat or left-leaning Republican. I mean, let's look at Susan Collins. She leans a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
A whole lot to the left. We got Democrats that lean to the right. I've known several Democrats. We had a U.S. congressman that I will tell you what, in Wilmington, in the 7th district, he was a lot more conservative than a whole lot of Republican congressmen that I currently know and have known. I can tell you that. So a party affiliation ain't nearly as cool as people try to make it.
What?
Yeah, I feel
Beating up on
like
Republicans again.
I'm not beating up on Republicans. I'm beating up on everybody.
Affiliated.
I feel like the reality of what they are saying when they call somebody a rhino is that they disagree with Trump in some way.
That's all.
And it's not really what they're saying. It's not really a Republican in name only. They just disagree with MAGA or Trump at some point.
Yeah.
And like I say, the real rhino is the one that's undermining the Republican Party's success. And I think it's a fair debate to say that Trump is leading the charge on that.
What's the Democrats' equivalent of a rhino? A dino or something?
I guess, but once again, because what they call it and what they're actually saying ain't quite the same when you say a rhino, I don't know.
No.
Even Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey has never said one derogatory thing about Trump, ever. He just did not vote the way Trump wanted him to vote. And with the way he did vote was in line with what he ran on in the 2024 campaign. So his votes match what Trump ran on in the 2024 campaign, but Trump's done a 180 since then. And now he's supposed to follow it.
Steve, it's like some callers that we've had in the past. Doesn't call anymore. And some years ago that called and haven't called in years. They came up with this Trump derangement syndrome thing. I wasn't sure what it actually meant, but they would get so violently ill. You could hear them quaking and shouting when they mentioned Trump. And if Trump's name came up, they just hated that man that much. So I came to the conclusion that the Trump derangement syndrome can apply to anybody. It depends upon whether they hate him or whether they like him. They can be
Yes, just like the phrase going postal.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. Is Trump derangement syndrome a real thing? I believe so, but not in the way that most people think of it. It's on both sides. Like I heard you say earlier this morning, there's some people that think, Donald Trump is flawless. And to me, that's a bit of a derangement. And then there's people who hate him because he got out of bed this morning.
Absolutely.
Donald Trump has done has got plenty of examples of bad character that you don't have to hate him for every little thing he does. But I can understand how somebody, when they think of him, it disgusts them. They think of a person that is, morally bankrupt. I don't really think, I don't know, some people are, got too much hate in their heart.
Yeah.
Whether it's for the right reasons or not.
If I had to hate everybody that was morally disgusting to me, I would just not even go out in public.
I don't even like the word hate. I try to never use it.
I reserve that for, honestly, I don't hate most people I don't know.
Right.
I have to, that's a personal word to me.
Yes.
To say that I hate somebody, and I don't know that I can tell you anybody I hate right offhand.
Yeah,
Well, let me give you a
absolutely.
list. I can give you a list. It's a very short one. Adolf Hitler would be one.
Yeah, I could say, yeah. I mean, I agree with that, but I don't know him personally, so it's hard for me to have that hatred. I mean, that makes my blood boil type thing. Yeah, he was a bad person, but
makes my blood boil because we didn't do something about him, and we cost a lot of people their lives.
We did, but it was a unique time in the world. Most people, most people won't admit the good that Hitler done, which got him to the place he went to. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that, I hate to say it, that he did good, but Hitler brought Germany from the brink of economic disaster to a superpower in less than 2 years.
Mm-hmm. You got
they hosted the 1939 Olympics. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I mean, he if it wasn't for all the bad stuff he done, he might have been seen as a good leader. Yeah,
you got Osama bin Laden. He did a lot of really good stuff in trying to keep the Russians out of playing Afghanistan. But then look what happened.
Right.
And we helped him do it. And then look what happened. So if those radar operators had been listened to on the top of that hill at Pearl Harbor, who saw the strange dots. A radar was brand new at the time. They saw strange dots up there on a radar device, and the bosses weren't paying any attention to them, but they weren't sure. Right. And if that had happened and we had launched all the planes that we had, Pearl Harbor would not have been the same thing that happened at Pearl Harbor. We would have been ready for them.
But I think that's one of the reasons why people always, a lot of times will refer back to Hitler, because that's a prime example of if we see any tendency for somebody to be a fascist or a dictator, we need to jump on that like like a tick on a hound. We need to get on that, because you don't know what that's going to evolve into. And that's the reason why we shouldn't allow, our leaders to lie. We should hold them accountable for that, no matter who they are.
There are 435 of them in Congress, 100 of them in the Senate, and you tell me that we're going to hold all of those to the degree that they're not going to lie?
Here's what I would say is focus on the ones you can vote for. That's all you can do as an American, is focus on the ones that's on your ballot. That ain't going to do nothing for the people in New York. That ain't going to do nothing for the people in California. They're on their own.
And then again,
work that out.
And then again, even those that are here, how many candidates are there that you'll have two of them in a November general election for any one seat, right? Which one is not lying?
Yeah, everybody's going to be wrong at times. It's how they handle that is part of what, matters to me. I don't know if that's the same for everybody, but it's how they handle that. Everybody's going to make mistakes, but are they going to try and blame somebody else, or are they going to take responsibility? That's really my biggest thing. And that goes for my children, for subordinates when I was on base. You're going to take responsibility, or you're going to act like it's somebody else's fault. But anyway, that's, my criteria.
Okay, you got big plans for the weekend. I know you're going to be all over the place playing. Did you ever get any of those symbols, like they put on their knees, like the one-man band people that I've seen?
He's not a little chimpanzee.
That's not a chimpanzee. These people had it. A one-man band actually had those things, did they not? And had the and had the harmonica on a bracket in front of their mouth.
You're not too far off base, Rayford. I have a hi-hat like for a drum set.
Oh, really?
Cymbals on it, and there's a tambourine on top as well.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And then I had the kick drum and the snare drum on the foot pedals by my feet as well.
You are a one-man band.
I am. I have one of those harmonicas that you hang around your neck that you spoke of. Yeah. But I figured I was assaulting people's ears enough with what I was doing already. So I figured I would, save that, cruel and unusual punishment for my wife.
Oh, ow. Uh-oh. She didn't hear that, I'm sure.
Honestly, she don't never listen to me practice. She makes me go outside in the barn. I'm not even doing it in the house.
She doesn't know what you're doing? Golly.
She says she's going to hear the song enough. She don't want to hear me mess it up 100 times before I get it right.
I don't know what the song would be, but I had an idea for you the other day, and I didn't write it down for a song. Something that would be really cool. And it'll come back around about 3:00 one morning, so I'll start making notes next time.
My wife and daughter showed me this interesting thing on ChatGPT, the AI thing. Mm-hmm. You can tell it what you want to write a song about, like you're saying, give it an idea, and it will write you a song.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
They're all going to sound alike. Welcome to the Stepford Wives.
No, Rayford. That's not the way it works.
Honestly, I kind of like it a little bit for the lyrically challenged, like myself. I can't even write a good grocery list, so.
Well, give it to AI.
I'm with you.
Give it to AI and let me know how it works out for you when you want to go shopping.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to
ask AI right now.
No telling what you'll come back with.
All right.
All right, Steve. Have a good weekend.
All right, everybody get out in the garden. The more you grow, the more you know.
You got that right.
I picked 4 squash yesterday.
Bye.
I picked 4 squash yesterday.
I can't wait till I get the zucchinis going so I can put the...
I'm growing some from seed and they're sprouting now.
Good.
Because I couldn't find them anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I like to put mine in on the Blackstone out there and grill those suckers.
Yes, with a little bit of steak
bites. Or anything else.
Tom, I just had to tell you what Tom said. He said that he's thinking of getting a pontoon boat and making a food boat out on the water.
I know where there's one for sale,
people on docks and jet skis.
There is a pontoon boat for sale. It's a really good one. It's got a 40 horsepower. It's not made for speed, but it's right downtown Jacksonville now. I know the guy. I know when he bought it. I know when he bought the motor. But he repowered not long ago.
Right.
My friend said he comes in here from time to time.
Okay. All right.
Tom, if you're interested, seriously, if anybody's interested, he's just putting it up for sale. So I know where it is, and I know the boat, and I know the motor. So, and he's got a trailer for it. Okay.
Well, anyway, did you hear about the big explosion and fire at a Dallas apartment complex yesterday?
I didn't do that either.
Oh my gosh! It's killed at least 3 people, including a child. But
oh God!
And I watched it live on. I'm taking that's what it is. An explosion and massive fire at a Dallas apartment building Thursday killed a child and at least 2 other people, following a blast that shook nearby homes and happened while firefighters were rushing to a reported gas leak.
Okay, gas leak or meth operation,
Yes,
one or the
it-
other is what
At
it
least
is gonna
5
be.
people went to hospitals with injuries. It was
Yes.
unclear how many residents lived in the 2-story complex. They did not rule out more victims.
I like gas for cooking and stuff, but I like it in my containers here without lines going
Yes.
underneath the house and all over the place, and where construction workers are on them or whatever.
Right.
It's a simple thing.
This is really sad. It says
It is sad.
dozens of firefighters swarmed to the neighborhood. Some residents, friends, and relatives worried as they tried unsuccessfully to reach their loved ones.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're probably all still running.
Yes, and there is a possibility. I'm sure that they'll find more. But Atmos Energy, a natural gas provider, said in a statement they were told by fire officials that a construction crew unrelated to the company
Ring, ring, ring.
had damaged a pipeline
It
near a
happens
fire site.
all the time.
Oh, yes, it does. We've seen when they've cut off blocks here
Well, they
for
have-
gas leaks.
Yeah, and we don't have that much natural gas here.
No.
But in Wilmington, there's natural gas everywhere, and there was a firefighter killed up there one day. They were there working on the leak, and it blew up while they were working on it. The fire department standing there. A Newbern man who agreed with a host of drug charges filed against him has learned his new address for the next 12 years. Gerard Brimmer. He got arrested back in 2023. And after a speedy deal that took almost 3 years, he pleaded guilty. He's headed for his new digs at the North Carolina Department of Corrections in Raleigh.
Bye.
Nowhere, you'll note, doesn't mention anywhere in its name that the Corrections Department is there to rehabilitate bad people. It's there to scold them, confine them, and hopefully discourage them from coming back for additional stays. Unfortunately, they fail at that miserably. Brimmer was arrested after Craven County Sheriff's deputies working undercover made multiple controlled purchases of fentanyl from the previously convicted felon. He was a convicted felon when they bought from him.
Yeah.
After his last purchase at his home, deputies stopped his car as he was leaving the house, found some more dope on him, then found more fentanyl, $1,000 in cash, and 2 loaded guns. Okay, dope dealers, they got to protect themselves, right?
Right.
Did I mention to you that he was a convicted felon?
Yes, you did.
Within the seized cash that they recovered, the deputies found several bills they had marked when they made their buys from him. You are not understanding, people. When they go to do this, you're done. When the deputies stopped him as he was driving away from his house, right after making those undercover fentanyl buys, with fentanyl in his pockets, he had 1 infant child in the car and an 8-year-old kid in his car.
What? What were the other charges? Endangerment? Was that included?
Deals were worked out. Back in 2018, Brimmer was found guilty of felony possession of cocaine. 2018. In 2021, just 3 years later, he was arrested again and charged with kidnapping and being a felon in possession of a gun. That was 2021. Learning nothing from all that other than he could snooker the legal system and make fools out of judges and the prison system, Brimmer came under investigation after he was stopped in July of 2023, and deputies found some fentanyl on him at that time. Now, that was in July.
Okay.
While he was awaiting trial in October, deputies made the undercover buys of more fentanyl from him. He hadn't even made it to trial on the first set of charges that he had in July when they busted him again in October.
Now, how many years is he going for now?
12. Anybody out there, here's what we need to do. Anyone want in on a pool as to how many of those 12 years he actually will serve on the inside? Let's get a pool going. You want it 1 year, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years? Just how many years of that do you want? Somewhere along the line, somebody could get rich.
I'll say 5 to 6 years.
maybe we should start pools on all career criminals in our area. Every time they get arrested, maybe we should start a pool. We could have these walls plastered. Is that illegal gambling?
No.
Huh.
I don't know now. If you think we can make some big bucks off of this?
Absolutely, because people will jump those pools in a
All right,
heartbeat.
guys.
You
All
know,
right, all of you listening, call in.
Your odds are going to be better.
Right.
Your odds will be better than going and buy a lottery ticket, I guarantee you. God help us. No
You're
one else,
absolutely right,
No
Doug.
one else will. We got plenty of room on the wall, so we can scrub everything down. Just put pools up there. We've agreed to allow one more 60-day extension of a ceasefire agreement with Iran,
I know. I saw that and just went and just
with a hurdle to be overcome first: nuclear weapons.
Mm-hmm.
To his credit, I don't give him a lot. President Trump says he will sign no deals that will allow Iran to continue its nuclear program. Iran, for the last decade, has maintained that it isn't building weapons, but refuses to open its operations for inspectors. And as far as Trump's demands before he signs the extension, Iran says the whole issue over nuclear weapons is their red line. Okay, we don't got no nuclear weapons, but we're not going to agree to that, to prove to you that we have no nuclear weapons. So from that, any investigator with half of a brain will tell you that Iran has just confirmed it has a nuclear program and it doesn't intend to stop it.
That's what I heard.
A reasonably
said, nope.
intelligent person would think that Iran's agreement to a 60-day ceasefire means that they will be ready to launch within 60 days. So are you a reasonable person? Or do you have your head buried in the sand?
Well, they were still under a ceasefire a couple of days ago when they started bombing again. I mean,
Well, they said
This is
we
never
went
gonna
after
end.
them. Yeah, we did. We went in for self-defense. We went after them because they had two boats out there.
and they were
laying
shooting
mi-
drones at
and
it.
laying mines.
Yes.
Laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz against the ceasefire.
Our naval
then they-
ships intercepted some drones.
Yes, they did. And they sent some up to, what other country we had some troops in. They sent some in that direction too.
Iran
I'm
needs
sorry.
to know that
It needs to disappear.
We're not
all of
playing.
Iran, just Tehran.
I just don't get it. I mean, they know, they've seen what we can do. They've seen what other countries are helping us do, and they still want to play. I mean, seriously? I tell you what's going to happen eventually to end all this. We're going to end up sending in boots on the ground.
That's not necessary.
It's
Not
what's
at
going
this
to end
time.
up happening.
If we have to go in there, the only thing we should do is go in there and mop up. It should be a cleanup operation, period. Where are we going to bury whatever is left?
Right.
Incinerate them. This whole mess. What happens? Are you willing to wait until somebody has booked an airline ticket? One going to New York, one to LA, one to Dallas.
Mhm.
Are you willing to wait for them to book and carry their luggage there? It doesn't, Mom, those things are very small.
Well, the Homeland Security,
They can be,
FBI.
they can have parts of them in several different cases, several people to carry that don't attract any attention whatsoever. And then they just show up and they assemble them and they set them off. They detonate them. And they set them off in a high rise in New York City. What is going to happen then? Are you willing to lose 10,000 people out of New York? You thought 3,000 in the World Trade Centers
Right.
was a lot? No.
I'll never
10,
forget
20,
that.
30,000
Never.
people, 40,000. And you know what's coming up this summer, don't you?
Yes.
On
We have.
9/11.
Yes.
It's the 25th anniversary.
That's right. And then right after that, we had the Beirut observance. You know,
25th anniversary,
Yes.
and these people like special things. Why do you think they
Sure
picked
they
the
do.
date 9/11,
right?
9/11? They thought it was cute.
Thugs. Well, I have another chapter that has just opened up
Mhm.
in the story of the sailing hookers. The
Oh,
Coast
my.
Guard has gotten data, obtained GPS data from one of Brian Hooker's electronic devices. The data shows that his cell phone was out on the water. The device stopped moving in the Sea of Abaco, then returned. Now, this data has given investigators a more specific area to search. Dive teams will be out there today from the Coast Guard.
Mhm.
Tick tock, Brian. Tick tock. You're going down. You're a murderer. He
Well,
did it. He did it.
If said person was secured at that location,
Mm-hmm.
the body, the remains, even an anchor doesn't hold a body down. You know that?
Right.
We found that out at Banks Channel and at Riceville Beach.
What do you mean we found that? I mean, what did you put a body down there and it floated up?
No,
Okay, go ahead.
but a guy, he had an issue. He had a small boat. He stopped at a dive
Mhm.
shop. He bought all the dive weights that he could get there, the weight belts. He had the length of chain that he bought at a hardware store, at Reddick's hardware store, or store there at Riceville Beach,
Right.
and it had padlocks. He goes in the Banks Channel, about 15 feet of water, and he was seen, his boat was anchored, and he was seen wrapping the chain around him. People didn't know what he was doing, figured he was kind of nutso. Put a padlock in it. Can't get it off without a key. He had the weights wrapped around him. He had over 100 pounds of stuff wrapped around him. And he just drops overboard.
Yeah. Mm.
And he died. And they didn't find him right away. Coast Guard was not sure that this thing was totally accurate. I'm not sure. It wasn't a me thing. That was Riceville Beach PD and Coast
Right.
Guard and whoever. I wasn't diving for them, but
Right.
they didn't call. I don't even know that they sent a dive team down, to be honest with you, but
Yeah.
it took 4 days.
Well, all the gases build up in the body, and
And
it
it
comes
floated.
like a balloon.
And he floated up on a sandbar
Right.
at shallow water, and
Right.
low water, right there, right next to the Banks Channel.
Well, my prediction is by this weekend, by Monday, they're going to find her. The Coast Guard's
If
going to
there's-
find her.
If she's there.
She's going to be somewhere out there.
Well, could be.
Yep. I've been following this story day and night. You're guilty. You're guilty.
You guys have a great weekend,
Yes.
and get out in your garden, like Steve says.
Yes.
Go work your garden. If you haven't
Have to
planned
mow
one
the grass
yet,
today.
it is not too late. In fact, it's time to start
Right.
making plans for a second planting season, which I'm doing now. And I'll be planting some more stuff out there shortly. So it will start coming off in about 6 or 8 weeks, whatever.
Right.
By the time it seeds
Well, I have
come
to
up
go
and get them high enough.
interview a prestigious resident here of Onslow County in a little while.
Mhm.
Great story to tell. Former House representative, been in our area for a long time. He's a veteran. And it's got a great story because I'm helping to work on a project for him. I'll tell
Okay.
you about it after we go off air,
Okay.
because we're not ready to put it out there yet. But
Okay.
anxious to, I'm looking forward to that lunch this morning. And then it's home to mow the grass.
Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on involving the state house, and with some legislation that's dealing with Onslow County,
Mhm.
Jacksonville, and Onslow County. The Jacksonville City Council is looking at as coming before them, but it's really not their doing. They don't have to do anything.
Right.
And it's up, but the state house, if they adopt a resolution and it passes the whole house and the Senate, then the ward system can disappear here in Onslow County, or it can be modified, or it can be whatever, right?
Right.
That's what's on the table.
Yeah.
So-
It's already gone through the Senate House committee right now, and their first discussion, whatever.
And if
whatever.
they change it at all, it has to go back to the
Did it
Senate.
pass the Senate? I don't know.
But anyway, it may have to go back to the Senate if it's come
Right,
out of the Senate.
right.
I don't know.
It
Just
depends if
but-
they rewrite it, et cetera,
Now,
et cetera.
and that's something that's going to be happening here shortly. And Tuesday, we're going to have a Jacksonville City Councilman in here.
Yes, we want to
So
scoop.
we want to know about that. And next week, we should have the mayor of Jacksonville in. He could not make it
Yes.
today. We were trying to get his schedule. He didn't know what his schedule was when I talked to him
We're going to
Wednesday,
have
Tuesday.
the mayor of North Topsail Beach
Good.
on very soon.
And I talked to the mayor of His Honor at Holly Ridge, and he's willing to come in. So
Yes.
we need to get
Well,
Swansboro in.
we want him not only as being mayor of
Well, I
Holly
want to talk
Ridge.
to him about Iran.
He's originally from Iran. He's Iranian.
I want to know about it.
We want to know stories. We've talked to him about what it was like growing up there, et cetera, et cetera. Why did he come to the United States?
The people, the real honest to goodness, normal people of Iran are a lot like the honest people that were in
Right.
Germany and before World War II, leading up to it. They all became subjects of an
Right.
oppressive, murdering scumbag.
Right.
Okay. Now, Iran's had that problem with its people. Those people have suffered.
Right.
But can a regime change? What I don't know what will work. There's going to have to be some ongoing, forevermore controls
Mhm.
placed on them, because I don't think the leadership, the hierarchies in Iran will ever be able to be trusted. So that's going to have to be for generations and generations to come. And it's like I discussed the other day, it is not the people, the Iranian government people, those people, they don't care about what happens in a week or 6 months or a year or 5 years from now. Those are not the plans that they're looking forward to. They're planning for the next 50 or 100 years. They want their mentality to carry on, their religious beliefs. They want it mandated. They want to destroy Israel. They want to kill Americans. That's their goal right now. And that's going to have to be stopped. Now, do you stop it all at one time, or do you just put up with it for a little bit here and a little bit there? First of all, if they do the damage to America, to the United States, that they can do with the amount of uranium that they have, if they are able to ever launch it or get it into this country, if they do that kind of damage, we cannot recover as easily as just a handful of they
Well,
can
there's
recover,
a lot of people
because they're survivalists.
strictly against this conflict with Iran.
Mhm.
It's only going to take one crazy Iranian to come in here and blow something up.
Yep. And we've got,
Crazy.
like I
Iranian.
said, I saw Hillary in 2008. I watched her on TV in the middle of the
Right.
night last night,
Yes.
recording, saying that we needed to get rid of Iran. We needed to take action in Iran.
They've
We
all
needed
said that. Even Obama said
Obama
that.
said the same thing.
Yes.
Biden, he was adamant about it.
Yes.
In 2021 or 22. Maybe it was even when he was
Iran
campaigning.
has been a thorn in our side.
Well, it's starting to be
forever.
right now it's a missile waiting to explode.
Exactly.
Okay, we will see you on Monday. Have
Yes,
a great
we will.
weekend.
Everyone, be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
It's payday weekend, so be safe on Western Boulevard and any other road in Onslow County. Please be safe. Take your time. Don't tailgate. Don't speed. And everybody will do fine.
All of the stuff is going to be there when you get there.
That's right.
Slow down,
Take your time.
okay? You're live and local, real talk. We're awake. Is Chris back Monday? We
Not
think so?
sure. We
Okay,
think
maybe.
so.
And then we will be back on Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Bye.